Welcome, guys. Welcome again to another episode of the WSXM podcast. So let's just jump right on it. There's an update on the Niger and American separating ties with the telling when they tell the American to take close the base, they can take the troops and leave. So let me just give you a little backstory. For those of you who don't know what's going on, America basically went to Niger, tell them disrespectfully, cut ties with Russia, cut ties with Iran, and accusing the president of signing secret deals with Iran. And the Americans then said, cut ties with them or else. So the president said, okay, I'm a sovereign nation. You can tell me who to meet with. You can tell me who to sign deals with, even though I did not sign any secret deals. So take your base, your $100 million base, and your 1,100 troops or 1,100 troops, and dip. Leave my country. So Americans did not like that. So they came back as like around a week after they realized that the junta president was serious about the Americans leaving because they don't have access to the base and to food as what they used to because the Italians and the Germans basically cut ties with the Americans in Niger because they don't want to be next. So again, the America was puffing up the big bad chest as if they run the world. So then the president tell them, uh-uh, in my country, no such thing. I'm the boss, I'm the ruler, I'm the head. What I say goes. So they saying, oh, they can leave and blah blah and blah blah blah. So what? They send another team to Niger to basically undercover. It's reported that they went to meet the junta president again to basically tell him they are sorry, to beg for the troops to stay. So they was in Niger for 2 days, and the president refused to meet with the diplomats. They then add a third day to the visit to meet with the president, and the president still refused. So they end up leave. So that's the gist of it. But listen to what it's going on in the Senate as well. In the Senate when there was basically posing question to them about what's going on in Niger. Take a listen, and then we're gonna discuss it after. Boom.
Unwelcome in Niger, the interim report from Congressman Matt Gaetz on the U.S. crisis in Niger. Mr. Speaker, I come to the House floor this evening to expose a cover-up in the African country of Niger. This cover-up exists to conceal the humiliating failures of the Biden administration in Niger, throughout Africa, and throughout the world. The current government of Niger has called the U.S. presence in the country illegal. Why have these pleas not been heard? It is because U.S. Embassy Niger has been blocking the intelligence. I fear as we speak, the conditions may be forming to create another Benghazi-style attack. So how did we get here? With 1,100 American troops stuck, thoroughly unwelcome, in a country where we have invested more than $500 million U.S. taxpayer dollars.
And General, you would agree with me with the premise that we should never sacrifice the well-being of our service members to avoid political embarrassment, right?
Congressman, I will tell you I'm not tracking that somebody in Niger is not getting their medicine or their mail, but I will follow up.
You don't even know the status
after
of the
this.
diplomatic overflights. How about the great power competition? You would agree on train and equip missions. We would never want Russian soldiers at the U.S. installation where we're doing train and equip, right? That's not even a tough question. You would agree.
Yes.
And so if there were Russian soldiers behind the wire at Airbase 101 in Niger, where we have soldiers doing the train and equip mission, that would concern you, wouldn't it? Did you know that the partner nations that we have at that base with our soldiers, the partner nations, the Italians and the Germans, they've stopped cooperating with us. They won't even help us get provisions to our troops because of the status of forces agreement that we have with the government being deemed invalid.
So they say that they are angry because, for one, the army and the generals are lying to the American senators and parliamentarians about what's happening in Niger because they are saying the embassy is covering up all what's going on because they are saying the troops are in dire need of suppliers like medical supplies, as I said in the video, mail, and they're having issue with getting food as well. So the junta leaders are take the same the same steps with the French. Remember when they tell the French to leave and the French was being, oh, we're not leaving because it's you cannot put us out. They did the same thing. They cut off provision to the base of the French, and then they actually had to leave eventually because what they didn't have access to food, water, and stuff like that. And the same thing is happening with the American because they're refusing to leave. So that's where we're at now. Now they officially said that they are leaving Niger within 9 days. So they asked the junta to give them 9 days to to get up and basically pack up and leave. And they're in the process of doing this. And they're still trying to get favors with the Niger president who still have tried to save some form of coalition with them. But the junta very serious about this. They are they are sticking to their guns and saying you're because of your disrespectfulness and your acting as if we're a colony of yours. Nope. Take your troops and leave and take your imagine America spend $100 million on this base. It's a drone program. This is not cheap. $100 million is not no chicken feed. And Niger is very strategic in that part of the world when it comes down to access to the other African countries. If you can launch a drone from Niger, you have access to West, East, and West Africa, South Africa. When I say South Africa, I don't mean the country South Africa, I mean the South of Africa and the East as well. Because they have access to like Libya, Senegal, Cameroon, Burkina Faso, those places. So they can spy they can basically spy on the entire continent from Niger with their drone, with their drone program. That's what they have. Long flight time and accessibility. So now all of that is finished. And when you see the Italian and the Germans cut ties with the Americans where they're not even helping them to assist their troops, you must know it's very serious. So that's what they get for acting as they are the big bad wolf in the world. And it's happening country by country. Um, and it's gonna take some more time because I think America have like 27 bases now, -1, so 26 bases now on the African continent, and they have one in Botswana. And the EFF leader Julius Malema was questioning why they have a base in Botswana where they can attack if they want. They can attack South Africa within 2 minutes of a launch. They can attack um, South Africa government building. So he said that he wanted to leave as well. So it's coming on where they are realizing that they don't need these people on the continent because what they are there to serve their own self-interest. The original reason for being on the continent was to help fight terrorism, but it's getting worse. And how is it these terror groups are having advanced weaponry while the African militaries are starving of being upgraded because they refuse to sell weapons to the African army? When I say African, I mean African countries' army. It's since the French get booted out of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, and the Americans is when they just acquired helicopters and drones and weapons and missiles and ground to air surface missiles and defense missile systems. And they're getting these things from the Russians, the Russians, the Chinese, Egypt, Morocco, and Turkey. They get the drones from Turkey and missiles and so forth from China, and then like tanks and they get from Russia and even Egypt, and they have surface to air missiles from Russia, and they have Russians now training and teaching these African military personnel to operate, maintain, service all these weapons and all these systems, get themselves familiarized with it. So that's a good look. So the Americans have never done that on the continent. They have never upgraded the African army. They always keep everything to themselves and give them like minor weapons, like old school weapons, where they can't really do nothing with it, and they don't have no former missile base, rocket launchers, and when I say rocket launcher, I'm talking about the handheld. I'm talking about the rocket launcher mounted on vehicles and tanks and stuff. They don't have those 50 caliber. While the insurgents groups have these things, where are they getting them from? And if me and you are partners, why I don't have access to weapons to defend my country? That's what depend on you. and we're getting blows left, right, and center. So anyway, so that's where we're at with the American Army troops to leave Niger. It will happen by the middle of May, before the 15th of May. I think they have to be totally out of Niger, fully 100%. So anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I don't know, as always. Like, comment,